Hello everybody, welcome to Ethics Online Philosophy 12 for the spring term 2017. I'm your professor, Dr. Andrea Diem, and I have the course set up for you all on Moodle as you see here, and you'll see that there are important dates to pay attention to for this course because it's a 12-week accelerated course. As an accelerated course, it means instead of putting in the average of 3 hours a week on an on-campus class, because it's a 12-week class, you'll be putting in about 4 to 5 hours online for the course. But the advantage is the course ends in May as opposed to ending in kind of middle to late June. Okay, and you'll see that the class is pretty much structured for you, hopefully very clearly. This is the introduction material with the syllabus and orientation presentation you're looking at right now, announcements, the schedule, the virtual chat, all of that I'll walk you through very quickly. And then the actual week by week of the material starts right here. I have it in blue for you for the first 2 weeks because that's what we're working on right now. So it's highlighted for you. And then it goes to weeks 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And then the 7 and 8 and thereafter are kind of hidden from view for you. And the reason why is because the Distance Learning Committee wanted to make sure students were working on the course 1 week at a time and not trying to complete the whole course all in one go. So that happened to me once, and it was a mistake where students completed everything. One student I had completed everything in the first week, and that was not a good thing. Okay, so you'll see the course goes down to the 12 weeks. Okay, the topics, so I wanted to run those by you real quick. I tried to make the class interesting and not typical, where we're just covering material in a big, thick textbook, but instead I have assigned articles that are very good articles to read with some films to watch. And the topics is just a basic introduction for the first week, and then ethical heroes from the East and the West. And I change those up once in a while. And so we have one representing the East, one representing the West. The history of ethics is an important one because we really need to understand the different positions of the ethical theorists, from Aristotle to Hume to Hobbes to Mill and so forth. So the big names that are in the history of ethics for the West, and then a little bit of introduction, very short lesson plan on the history of ethics for the East. But it introduces you to like Buddhist ethics, Hindu ethics, Jain ethics. Then we move to weeks 5 and 6, and you'll see the origins of ethics, and the whole topic is called evolutionary ethics, and then also a topic called neuroethics. And a lot of science majors or biology majors really like these two lesson plans. Neuroethics looking at brain studies and ethics. And so you'll see that it says midterm week for week 5 and 6. There is no cumulative midterm or final. Rather, there's a collection of your work that's submitted at 2 parts of the term. One is part 1 of the term, and the other collection of your work is at part 2 of the term. And so there are quizzes, though, and these are called Moodle quizzes. So every 2 lesson plan, there is a Moodle quiz. The quizzes are objective, click and go kind of tests. They're all set up with dates and so forth. You have a 3-day window to take them. They open up on a Friday around 8 a.m. and they close on Sunday night, midnight. And you're given about 45 to 50 minutes. So make sure if you do wait last minute that you start it by 11 p.m. Sunday night, the very latest, because it does close at midnight. It doesn't allow you to take it past midnight. Okay, and so those Moodle tests, when you take them, it scores them. It gives you feedback right away so you understand how you're doing in the class in terms of that one quiz. And each quiz adds up and makes a part of your test scores for the course. And besides there being Moodle quizzes, the other part of the class entails post, and that's a big chunk of it, and also your research project. There's one project to do. So that's all explained to you in the syllabus. So I think I'm going to go up to the top here. Let me see if I've missed anything. So I understand each week there are 2 lesson plans. Let me just clarify this here. Week 1, you see there's a lesson plan 1. Week 2, you see there's a lesson plan 2. So I just want students to understand where the lesson plans are located. Right here, week 3, lesson plan 3, week 4, lesson plan 4. So that's where they're located. The study guide's there and the quiz is there. So that's what constitutes each week. And then if we go up here, this is the syllabus, and all this information is very important here. The announcements, let's start at the top. This is where I make announcements several times a week to you. I said Mondays and Thursdays because usually Mondays are days that I'm really online with this class a lot. Thursdays, I've finished all my on-campus teaching, and I'm also coming back to make an announcement. I'm really online all the time with this class, but Mondays and Thursdays, I'm really kind of explaining to you where you should be at in the class and kind of giving you valuable information on Mondays and Thursdays, and other times I'll probably make announcements as well. So that should come to you as an email. Make sure you use Mount SAC email for this course, not a Gmail account or a Yahoo account. It needs to be a Mount SAC email. The orientation presentation is what you're listening to. The course syllabus is there ready to go. Please read through it very thoroughly. It explains the research project. It explains really how the class is set up, what's required, what the grades what constitutes your course grades and so forth. Weekly schedules, it's what I'm doing each and every day of the week and what you're doing through the whole semester, what is required of you, and so forth. So let me just click on that real quick to show you. You'll see what I'm doing Monday through Sunday, and then what you're supposed to be doing for these 2 weeks and these 2 weeks and these 2 weeks. It kind of walks you through step by step. Okay, let's click back. The virtual chat is optional. It is something that I'm required to have for the spring term and also for my fall term courses. It's an hour long for this class. It's Mondays from 5 to 6 p.m. It's optional in that you don't have to get into the chat room. Rarely, I think once or twice a semester somebody does. But the way to really access me within very quickly is the help forum, because I check that several times a day. And also emailing me. And my email is the Mount SAC email, adm@mountsac.edu. But the help form is something where it's valuable because if you ask me a question, and it's not so much an academic question. If you have an academic question and you need some kind of guidance in terms of understanding Aristotle's theory or what have you, you can put it in the classroom form and get credit. A help question is more like a link doesn't work, or I can't find something, or when is something due? So you need some kind of like direction or help, and that kind of serves as my office hour right here, a help forum. Virtual chat is also kind of an office hour, so there's a couple ways to access me. And so the value of posting it first in the help forum is that you get to ask a question, I respond, but other students get to see that same question and response. And you can also jump in and help answer questions as well for students. So interact with students that way. The classroom forum is our main forum for the semester, and the classroom forum is something you're going to place your post work up on. It's called essay posts and also pie posts. Your essay posts are responses to post questions. And where are those post questions? Well, they're in the lesson plan. So let's pull up. Every lesson plan looks the same. There's professor's notes, required reading, film links, and then your post question. There's your post 1. And so your post question is 1 per lesson plan. So you have the 12 lesson plans or 12 essay posts. And they're due each week, and you have all week to put it up, and then hopefully it's up by Sunday night before we start the next lesson plan. If it's a couple hours late, past midnight, don't panic. Just get it up as soon as you can, because, and Moodle doesn't, one thing I need to warn you, Moodle kind of shuts down at midnight, I've noticed. So you don't want to be being the night owl and working late in that sense. Try to get it up by midnight. But the essay posts ideally are due by midnight of Sunday each week. Again, I'm not counting minutes if it's like 12:01 or anything like that. The pie posts are also due each week, and a pie post stands for participation, interaction, and effort. And what the pie post is all about is it's developing more, just instead of you answering a question, it's developing kind of a classroom environment. So you read this is an example of pie posts, and there's lots of ways to gain credit here. You can read another student's essay post and write a response to them, write a paragraph response to them. Or you can ask an academic question, and you can help answer somebody's academic question. Or you could post a current event that relates to ethics and kind of give your response to it. Or you could share with us an article or share with us a film clip and a little bit of a kind of a summary in your response to it. Not just like, here's a link, watch it. It's just a little 1 paragraph you write to it. And so there's lots and lots of ways to earn pie credit, and there's the required 1 per week, but if you did more than that, you can get extra credit, extra points for those. So it's a good way to build a classroom environment, to interact with each other, to share ideas, respond to each other, and also earn extra credit. Okay, so I think I've walked you through all of these, and there's a lot more details to this class. Like in the course syllabus, it explains your research project. It gives you a link to a research topics that you can choose from. It also explains that you will be creating a website this semester, and you'll be, by midterm time and finals time, you'll be sending me the link to that. And the reason you'll be doing that is to have a nice little package of your work. So when I sit down to really grade and give points to all your posts and all your material, that it's all put together in a nice little neat package. The course syllabus explains the grade breakdown and just everything about the class and how the class is set up and everything that's very valuable to this class. So make sure you read through that and understand step by step how the class is designed. And I think that's my introduction to you guys. So there's one final little note I wanted to say. There's going to be about 5 days I'll be in northern India during this entire semester. I'm going to India at the end of week 3, the beginning of week 4, and I will be with my computer in hand and have Wi-Fi access for most of the trip, but there's just going to be these 5 days that I will not. And so, or I probably will, I'll try, but I heard the Wi-Fi is really weak in certain section that I'm going to be at near Amritsar. So if that be the case, there'll be a little spotty 5 days of which I'll be on and off during that time. And that will be right around March 22nd to March 27th, somewhere around there. Okay, so I think that introduces the course to you. And as you see it all go down to week 12, to the final material down at the very end, and that explains the class to you, hopefully. So I welcome you, and I hope it's a wonderful semester for you. Thank you very much. Namaste.